How you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today, because of the movie, I thought I'd take a look at the Suicide Squad #1. This is May 1987, DC Comics, by John Ostrander, an excellent writer. Luke McDonald, I already mentioned Luke McDonald. I think he's a fabulous artist. And Carl Kessel is one of my favorite inkers. So I got this right off the stands when it came out. I was actually very excited to get this. This cover is by Howard Chaykin. Howard Chaykin is a legendary, just a living legend. He's still alive. Comic book artist and creator. I first came to know him in American Flagg, and I'll definitely be showcasing American Flagg. So I'll talk about Howard Chaykin then. But it's just, this is his artwork on the cover. So these 8 people will put their lives on the line for our country. One of them won't be coming back. So inside they'll introduce all the characters, so I'll talk about that. But classic cover, all black. M&Ms, packs of fun for everyone. M&Ms. So here we are. Not quite a splash page, but a big opening page. Let's look at the issue. We already know the date though. Suicide Squad #1. My mouth already. I talk all day long, and it doesn't start messing up until I do a video. 1987. Trial by Blood. So here we are in a nice airport. Look at that. Nice. Kuraki. Kuraki is a made-up country. It's, I don't know, but I assume it's near Iraq and Kurak. Maybe it's both of them. I don't know. This is a DC world where these. Okay, here's guys putting bombs down, and airplane now, and doors open up, and look at these freak of natures just come out clear. Where these, oh my heavens, killed. They jump through, and they're just attacking. Krah! Where's my baby? Where's my baby? He killed Jerry. Where's the cops? So things are getting crazy in an airport. Keep in mind, this is the late 80s, so, you know, terrorists attacking airports was a thing. Badoom! Out of my way. And this box opens up. What the devil is that? Not devil. Genie. So the electronic genie's attacking. This guy's getting shot by the cops. Bang, bling. Shirtless people. Build a reputation. There you go. Modeling kits. Oh, wow. This is the Justice League with attitude. We're tough. We're the proud. We're the all-new Justice League. All-new adventures. All-new team by Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis, Kevin Maguire, Terry Austin. These guys had attitude. This was like 80s comics in a nutshell. This comic, it was actually quite good. I'm kind of busting on it, but looking back at the extreme attitude of the 80s is kind of funny. It's a just a product of a bygone age, a term I like to use. So okay, well, and I'll definitely be showcasing that, so I'll talk about that. So here's guys getting stabbed. That's pretty graphic. Schmuck. There you go. That's a nice sound effect. Schmuck getting stabbed. All right, freeze. Badoom. 3,000 years more. Oh, Cali. So here's Air Force One. Lights up a flaming scimitar, cuts it down, and the plane just gets destroyed. Big old fist, and Badoom. Badoom. So Air Force One gets destroyed. He takes this digital genie device through this portal in the wall, and they all leave. Everybody's dead except for that guy. That guy looks pretty much alive. Or a woman. The Young All-Stars by Roy and Don Thomas, Brian Murphy. This was a pretty good comic. I actually enjoyed this. I haven't thought about this in years. It's pretty cool to see this. This guy was I forget his name, but his origin was they pretty much, it's such a blatant ripoff that you can't even call it a ripoff. It's an homage to Philip Wiley's Gladiator, and he's the original Superman. The Gladiator was the inspiration for Superman, so then they took the inspiration for Superman and inserted him into this comic. That's TNT, the Dynamite Kid. This is So what they did was, after the Crisis on Infinite Earths, they had to like repair the backstory of a lot of characters. So the Golden Age Batman became this flying fox. The Golden Age Superman became Iron Monroe, I think his name is, and the Golden Age Wonder Woman became Fury. It didn't last. Roy Thomas and Dan Thomas, they're a married couple. Roy was a walking encyclopedia of all things comic books, but he became obsessed with like fixing all the continuity and stuff like that. I liked the comic, but it was doomed for failure. So look at all that. Now these people are surveying all the death and destruction, and you're finding out that this was a mock-up airport. These were all hired actors, but they are killed. These people just thought they were going to be in like a movie or something like that, and the real terrorist came and really killed. And what are they doing? They're like mercenaries being hired out to I forget the president's name, but the president of Kurak, the terrorist nation of Kurak. So that wasn't the real Air Force One. This was all an elaborate setup to show off the abilities of this mercenary terrorist group. So here we have the Belle Reve Federal Prison in Louisiana. And this is like the super-powered prison. So here is a Gotham reporter, Vicky Vale, is being given a tour. So this is how, we are learning about it. That's just an old storytelling technique. You have a reporter or a new person being introduced, so as they explain it to that new person, we can learn everything. They did that in the first Hellboy movie. You have that agent that you don't see in any of the sequels. So this showing you how they deal with superpowered supervillains. Like here's the Parasite. He's being constantly sedated and kept alive through IVs, and then he was defeated in Firestorm 58-59. And what they do is they no humans are allowed near him, because he's constantly, his power is he sucks the life force out of people, and I don't even think he can control it. So if his body needs life force, it's just going to search for life force. So they send in a rat, and he just drains a rat. Once a day he gets a rat. That's just enough energy to keep him alive. So she says it's inhuman and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, it is, but what are you going to do? So here's other doctors. I forget the name, but that's Amanda Waller. She's the director of Task Force X, which is what overruns the suicides. So Task Force X is the organization that recruits these supervillains and then sends out the team, and the team is called the Suicide Squad. So she makes a deal with these, like, whatever, it depends on a couple of factors. Who do they have? Who can they control? And what is the particular mission? So they're given like either a pardon or reduced sentence or some sort of deal, money for their families or whatever, for doing these missions. That's Rick Flagg. He was in the first movie. I didn't see the second movie yet, but that's Deadshot, who bears a striking resemblance to Will Smith. I mean, look at Floyd over there, striking resemblance. That's Bronze Tiger. He's like a martial artist of supervillain. I think he fought Richard Dragon, and Richard Dragon was like the DC version of like Iron Fist or Shang-Chi. This is Plastique. She was a Montreal terrorist, and she was like from the Quebec Liberation Group. I forget what they were called, the Quebecos or something like that. And she used to carry out like plastic explosives, and somehow she gained the ability to generate explosions. That's Mind-Boggler. I think she fought the new Doom Patrol. I just showcased issue 19 of the Doom Patrol. She was like a previous Doom Patrol villain. She had like mental abilities that would mess you up. I do not know who that is. Oh, that's the Enchantress in her passive identity, June, and that's Captain Boomerang. So they're all being told about this program. Do you want to volunteer? Amanda Waller, The Wall. Look at that. It looks like Liam Neeson. Floyd Lawton, Deadshot. Okay, they're going down the list. We got Benjamin Turner, a.k.a. Bronze Tiger. June Moon, who sometimes is the Enchantress, so she could like transform into her evil self. Then there's George Digger Harkness, who goes by the name of Captain Boomerang. He fights the Flash. And they don't even go into Mind-Boggler. She's such a nothing villain. I think she ends up reforming and marries Captain Atom, if I'm correct. Captain Atom's a series I got to break out. So now they're showing footage of what happened in Karaki. Yeah, Karaki unveiled Jihad. Jihad is the name of the superpowered terrorist for hire. So just to make it real impressive, the Jihad killed real people. That impressed me. Glad to hear it, Boomerang, because the Jihad's our target. So they're going after the Jihad. Be tough. I mean really tough. If you're going to be tough, you got to be really tough, because if you're just tough is not enough. Really tough is good. Build huge muscles. Microbugs, so spy on people. Centaur Comics, that's pretty cool. Okay, must become a muscle man. Here's a fast look at the new Flash. The costume's the same, everything else is different. By Mike Baron, Jackson. I always thought his name was Guice, but I think it's Juice. Jackson Juice and Larry Malstead. Larry Malstead was the inker for the Legion of Superheroes during the Great Darkness saga. And Mike Baron does Nexus. I showcased issue of Nexus, and I'm rereading a lot of Nexus comics right now. But he also did why can't I think, the Badger, which I never read. The Badger is supposed to be pretty good, so I got to check out the Badger. And Jackson Jackson Geis, however you pronounce it, he did a lot. He did a run on the Micronauts. He did some X-Men. Just a guy who's been jumping around. He does some good stuff. So here are the bad guys. Let's check out their name. Rustam is the leader. That's Amanda Waller. Jin, the world's first digitalized man. This lovely's known as Manticore. Jaculi, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. This is the only female member, Chimera. And here's Ravan, an old thuggy sect. And Amanda Waller. So this is just a rundown of who's in, who's who. And that's the president, Marlowe, is Karak's president. So he's the one actually hiring the Jihad. And they're like a terrorist state. So here you got to get in here and do everything. So, the first movie they were going after some monster or something like that. But, here they're going after, this is like a country like North Korea, except like more active in outside affairs. So they're hiring terrorists. So here we go. Colonel Rick Flagg is heading up the team. So, gearing up. Nothing else really matters. Of course, they're squabbling. He brushes off Mindboggler, so she displays her powers, and he gets freaked out by like all the superheroes that mocked him. So how long it'll be? How does it feel to be on the receiving end? So he gets pissed off and he throws a boomerang at him, which Bronze Tiger intercepts because they're supervillains. Cool it, you black. Oh, you don't say stuff like that. Okay, boomerang, I'll throw those things at me and I'll tell you, you throw them when I tell you. So Rick Flagg's stepping it up. Looks like we're off to a flying start. Could be worse, probably will be. Let's get going. So that's the first issue. The first issue was a setup issue. Wasn't too much action. But like I said, I was really excited for this because I really liked John Ostrander. He did a great run on the Spectre. So he was somebody that I was already a fan of. So there's that. And Luke McDonnell was a real solid artist. What else did he do? I know I just showcased something that he did, but my mind is old and feeble now. And Carl Kessel, I've seen him do pencils and I've seen him do inks, and he's one of my favorite inkers. If John Byrne or George Perez is not being inked by Terry Austin, and George Perez is not being inked by himself, then I would like Carl Kessel to ink him. Just a really good solid inker. Excuse me. I think this lasted like 36. No. It lasted like about 55 issues. It was a good solid run. Characters died. the B-list supervillains died. There was some stakes, and then they like came up with some contrivances why like guys like Deadshot weren't pardoned and stuff like that, and they really did take like Mindboggler, who cared about her, and you know, gave him some stuffing, gave him some filling, you know, made him more than just a name with a silly costume. So I enjoyed it. It was pretty good, solid. I thought it was a decent comic with a unique presence that actually worked. So I would recommend this. You can get this. There's a couple of trade paperbacks, so you can get the back issues. But I don't think the back issues are that expensive. But I get a feeling. Well, I was gonna say I don't think people are collecting back issues anymore, and then I stopped myself because I think I'm wrong. I think back issues are becoming hot again, so maybe these are getting expensive. But you could get the trade paperbacks, and I've just realized that I've been saying like trade paperback and stuff like that, and graphic novel, and I never really clarified. A trade paperback is a collection of previously printed comics. So like if you like a trade paperback will take like 6 issues of a comic and put it all together. That's a trade paperback. A graphic novel is a comic book that was originally published all together. So a graphic novel was never a comic book. It was always a big oversized printed thing. So it's nothing to be collected. It was its own thing. Like the X-Men God Loves Man Kills was never an X-Men floppy comic. It was always an oversized trade graphic novel. So that's the difference. A trade paperback, a lot of people use the terms interchangeably, and it really doesn't matter. But a trade paperback is a collection of loose floppy comics. So there you go. So that's the Suicide Squad. I thought it was pretty good. It was a neat comic. It was a unique premise. So I thought it made sense. It was a worthy comic. It was unique. So there you go. And Amanda Waller is you know, we could debate on whether she was a supervillain or hero, but that's a whole nother debate. But there you go. I enjoyed this, and I hope you take it. I hope that some of you let me know in the comments if anybody actually saw any of my videos and was inspired to buy a comic, and which ones and stuff like that. And if you did buy the comic, did you like it, or you know, did I give you a bum steer or did I give you a good steer? Just out of curiosity, I would be interested in knowing something like that. So thanks a lot. See you around, and enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye-bye.